Hey guys, it's Dave Gas, and I hope everybody, it's Monday. I hope everybody will have a great week. Uh, I was thinking of this story this morning, and this happened. It's a crazy gas station fight. I mean, crazy. Uh, this happened the year I didn't make videos. It was during that period. Now, picture this. We live in a very nice area, but where our local gas station is, there's a couple, but the one I go to, it's right off the highway or the interstate between two big cities. And then you go off and into the woods. So I'm there, I'm pumping gas, minding my own business, and I was carrying my Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0 on my right side. I'm pumping gas. Nobody else is at the pumps. Zero. It was after work, which was rare. I think I got home later that night. So now I got the nozzle in there and it's pumping away. And all of a sudden, this car, it was like an older LeSabre maybe, early 2000s, all beat up. It comes into the parking lot like, I'm like, caught my attention. And now my gas thing on my Murano is on the driver's side. So I was right against that pump, facing out towards another road. And this car did that and then stopped right before it hit the pump that I was using. These two guys, it was two African American, they were having a fist fight in the LeSabre. I'm talking full blown fist fight. One guy is driving and the other guy is in the passenger seat, and the passenger is beating the crap out of the driver. So the driver was trying to control the car. God, man, if he would have hit the pumps, it would have been insane. And finally, he somehow stopped the car and threw it in park. They both jump out of the car. Now, the driver who was getting pummeled, he was a much bigger guy, and he wasn't that crazy. The passenger, he was a wiry guy, and he seemed like he was on something. He was screaming. He was out of his mind. And now he was a tough guy in the car. I mean, like I said, he was throwing haymakers on the driver. I'm pumping gas literally a car length away from them. I still got about a half tank to go. And I had the thing on automatic. You hit the button on the pump. And right away, I put my hand on my firearm thinking, one of them could try to jump in my car and take off, or start with me, pull the old "what are you looking at" thing. I probably should have just stopped pumping gas and got out of there. But for some reason, I was just like, chill. Worked all day, was tired. Funny part though, the little skinny guy that was the passenger that was pummeling the driver, now the big guy, the driver, is chasing him around the vehicle. And like I said, they're feet away from me while this goes on. And like I said, I'm ready if somebody starts with me. I wasn't even nervous, which was weird. It was just like almost like I was watching a movie. I just wasn't prepared for it. So now, finally, it was something to do with narcotics. The driver was blaming the passenger about stealing whatever they were doing. And finally, the little guy, when obviously the driver was disabled trying to drive, he was a tough guy. All of a sudden, he was running for his life around the car. And they were getting closer to me and closer to me, and I was just like, holy shit, this is wild. Finally, the driver gets him, pummels him. He says, "Have you had enough now?" And all the, they're swearing and screaming and everything. And I swear to you, these two guys got right back in the same car and went on their way. I saw them, they stopped at the light because where you get off the highway, you can't get back on the highway. You got to go down the road a little bit. It's a weird situation. But they were still yelling at the light at each other in the car, but not fighting anymore. But wow, is this crazy. If I would have had it on camera, this thing would have went viral. It just made no sense at all. But yeah, I forgot about that story. The crazy fight at the gas station. And like I said, I should have stopped pumping gas. I should have, got in my car and drove away. But for some reason, I was unfazed by it and just was like, maybe because I was carrying, I was like, right away I was thinking, like, is one of these guys tries to grab me or jump in my vehicle or something, what am I going to do, But, yeah, crazy gas station fight story there. Dave Gas out.